welcome to Awkward Question Time with me, Alex Loom, the show where we take a panel of comedians and we put them through a series of increasingly awkward and absolutely stupid questions. So in case you missed last week's, we had some absolute doozies like, how tall are you in Jaffa cakes? Who caused the breakdown of your marriage? And why haven't you got me pregnant yet? So all of that and more again this week. So if you are watching live, you can submit your questions live for me to ask the panel as the show progresses. Particularly keen to hear from you if you're a friend or family member of one of the panel that's on tonight, because they're going to know the most dirt. You know, they're gonna get the really awkward questions. So if you are watching us live, you can submit the questions. If you're watching us on replay, join us live Sunday nights at 8:30. Seriously, what time do you call this? All the fun is live. It really is. So please share as well. And whatever the Twitch and YouTube equivalent of share is. I haven't got a clue. I'm knocking 40. I shouldn't even know what Twitch is, to be honest with you. And also, if you are enjoying the show and you want to contribute, then that'll be gratefully received also. So donate to the show via paypal.me/Alex Leam. All donations will be shared out amongst tonight's panel. Okay, so with that in mind, let's bring on tonight's panel. Please welcome Roger Poulter, Benny Shakes, Katie Brown, and Alexander Crackett. I think we have all the technical issues under control before we started this time, have we?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Katie, can you hear Alex now?
I can hear Alex now.
Sing Hosanna. Yes. It's working. Everything was fine. We were sat here rather awkwardly for about 10 minutes thinking, everything's fine. What are we doing on here so early? And then in the last minute before we came on air, that's when it all went to pot. And I was shaking slightly. But I'm fine now. Everything is fine. So let's have a look. Oh, comments already. Oh, hello. Tej is saying hi. Tej was on last week.
Hi.
Hi,
Ted.
Hello.
Is that how you spell a name?
Yes. Yes. If you've missed last week's show, then go and watch it back. It took 3 people, about 4 attempts to spell a name, and Graham, who was on the show, couldn't even pronounce it, which was even funnier. I thought that would make you laugh, Benny. I thought that would make you laugh.
I'm not the only one who can't talk.
Nice. We'll crack on then. We'll crack on with the first question tonight. And the first question is, it's a classic. It's a classic. It is, what would you rather fight? 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Benny, we'll come to you first because your line of work, I dare say, you probably wrestled a bear before now.
Yeah, actually, I would have to say I would rather wrestle the 100 horses because
the duck-sized horses, yeah.
Yeah, I've got ducks at the farm and they can be evil things sometimes. I've got a goose and she's lovely, but because sometimes I forget to feed her fresh veg, on Thursday she flew at me and nearly chopped me head off. So, yes.
Wow. So the goose that threw a hissy fit, dinner wasn't up to scratch.
Yeah, I forgot. So, sorry, Georgina.
Some Georgina?
Yeah.
Your goose is called Georgina?
Yes, Georgina.
I'm not sure why. I just never really pictured a goose.
She was called George, but then we realised she laid an egg, so she was a girl. So, yeah.
Never assume gender, not in this day and age.
I don't have birds throwing themselves at me.
That's the only one in 9 years, Roger. So.
Okay, so some agricultural insight from Benny. Katie, we'll come to you next. Your thoughts?
I reckon a horse-sized duck, because if you can take a little duck out by a bit of bread, then you've just got to get a big bit of bread and throw it at the big duck.
That's true. If you've got a really stale bit, you could do some damage.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to feed them bread anymore, are you?
No, you're
So-
not.
No.
Bump them up.
So I reckon anything that can be taken by a bit of bread.
So a horse-sized duck, what sort of loaf would you use?
It's got to be a bloomer, isn't it?
Bloomer.
yeah. I reckon. One of them with a knot on the top. Is it like a cottage loaf thing with a knot on the top? I think just because it's a bit more robust. And if
With the right sort of aim.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If you just threw it at it,
Yeah.
and then knocked it out, and then force-fed it the bread afterwards.
I could see that.
It's gone a bit dark. I've sort of got visions of me now riding a duck whilst trying to force-feed it bread. Like giant
Welcome
foie
to the show. Welcome to the show. Dark and twisted and weird, and we're not even at the end of the first question yet. But although some quite scientific answers so far. Roger, we'll come to you next.
Oh, I'd probably go for the one horse-sized duck
Right.
because just imagine how much you could get for it down the local Chinese once you've fought it.
Oh, yeah.
A business-like approach.
Yeah, I mean, I know they may accept 100 duck-sized horses, but ducks are a staple of a Chinese, isn't it?
Would you think,
Sorry.
That's all right.
They are a bit quackers, the Chinese.
There we go. I get to use the sound effects at last. Yeah, this is what
I'm just very disappointed Benny's got that before me.
It's a shocker, actually. I thought you would have pulled the quackers pun out before Benny. But there you go. Would you like one just for you, Rog?
Yes, please. Thank
Just
you.
for you. Just for you. Alex, your thoughts? Horse-sized duck or duck-sized horses?
Horse-sized duck, obviously.
Well, obviously. What's what?
It's just maths, isn't it? Why would I fight 100 when I can fight one?
I know, but if there's 100, but they're all small, probably a bit easier to pick out if you
size
had a cricket
doesn't
bat.
matter, does it? Size doesn't matter. That's what people keep telling me anyway.
Notice the blokes have gone really quiet now. It's like we're suddenly squirming slightly, like, if you say so. Fine, if you say so. Going back to your restaurant point, Rog, do you think if a duck was the size of a horse, would that affect the taste?
Could possibly. I mean, would it be as tender or would it be?
I don't know because if you had a duck that was the size of a horse, would there be such a thing as duck jumping? It's a bit like horse riding.
Yeah,
that really
well,
builds
like a steeplechase.
Possibly.
I think they do well jumping over though because they've got wings. It's not really jumping when they're flying, is it?
Yeah,
that's a thought.
You'd need a lot of orange sauce.
What, in training? Okay, no, you need a lot of orange. Well, that's the point. Imagine the size of the drumstick.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no one wants a drumstick though. You just
No, they don't.
always
No.
want the breast. It's got to be breast, isn't it?
I think
Yeah, I'm a breast man.
Yeah.
bit of notice. I've got to switch screens to go from banners to brands. A bit of notice. Now that we've thoroughly debated ducks and duck-sized sauces, we've got the comments coming in already, and we have some beautiful awkward questions starting up. Ted has been back replying, I think, to you, Rog, with a simple knobhead.
Charming.
Got a question from Christiana, a relation of yours, perhaps? Alex?
Yes.
Who said
she's my sister. Sorry.
Your sister submitted this question. Would you rather have bad breath or smelly feet? That's an interesting. We'll come to you first, then, Alex. It's just your sister that's asked the question.
Smelly. No.
Smelly feet. How so?
Yeah, because you can cover the smell with your shoes. But the breath, you go out, you kiss someone, you can sleep with your shoes, can you? And you can spray as well, but no matter how much you brush your teeth, you still have bad breath. No, smelly feet, yeah.
Smelly feet. Okay. Darren Archer has a thought on the previous question. He says it'd just be great to see all the OAPs around a duck pond feeding the horse-sized ducks. As we ruminate on that imagery, we got another question from Anchor Saw.
You know when you tap the horse-sized duck, did autocorrect get it wrong?
No. Yellow card. Back to the comments. Another question. Would you rather join your parents having sex once or have to watch your parents having sex for the rest of your life when they actually do it? Now, does anyone know, Anchor?
Yeah, she's my best friend.
Is she? Okay,
yeah, so she might be something to do with you.
All my family and friends, I think they gathered here to embarrass me tonight.
Fantastic. Okay, so we'll let you answer this question first.
Me?
Yes.
Well, my father is dead, so I wouldn't really want to go.
Wow, we found new levels. Found new levels of awkwardness. Benny, your thoughts?
I would have to say once because, no. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with the ones. Anyone else with any more thoughts before we quickly move on? No. Okay. Be careful what you say then, Alex. Yeah, that was measured. That was quite measured. There you go. We will keep your awkward questions coming in. Beat that. Yeah. See if you can beat that. Right.
She knows the breath or smelly feet one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it before social distancing or after?
I'm thinking a pre-COVID world.
Oh, right. Okay. Smelly feet then.
Yeah, I think
I think smelly feet. You don't want to taste your own breath, do you? But you get used to the smell of your feet. I think a bit like the smell of your own farts, it would start to be something that you don't mind, and then you can just stay away from everyone else. But breath, you will always taste it.
To quote Austin Powers, everyone loves their own blend.
Yeah.
Plus your feet are well away from your nose, so it's a lot better than smelly breath.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Moving on to our next question. Keep them coming in, folks. Please do. Who do you think does the least amount of work? Santa, Keir Starmer's joke writer, or the chief executive of Visit Derby?
Does Derby have a chief executive of Visit Derby?
Apparently so. Now, they do have, underneath the assembly rooms, a tourist information office. And I've never been in it, even though I've lived here more or less all of my life.
I can just imagine having leaflets for Nottingham in there. That
wouldn't surprise me. Right? That wouldn't surprise me. Because bear this in mind, right? Because me, Rog, and Benny were all Derbyshire based, and it's crap. But there's no other way of putting it. Right? About 20 years ago, Derby County ran an advert on local radio around here. And this was the advert. They'd just been promoted to the Premier League. And the advert was, come to Pride Park to watch Premiership football from Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United. Listed every team but themselves. That was a genuine advert that happened about 20 years ago. So what was Roger saying that in the Derby Tourist Information Office, it wouldn't surprise me if there was stuff that was happening in Nottingham or Leicester cracking off. So, Rog, you seem to think she's CEO of Visit Derby. Anyone else more thoughts on this one?
CO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even stacking that up against Santa, who has more.
Yeah, well, he doesn't do much. Look at his
I have to interject there. I know very well that Santa does a lot.
Does he not?
Yeah, but he does
delegate?
one night's work and then he has a whole year off.
It's management for you.
No, because he has to earn money for the rest of the fucking year to be able to pay for that one night a year.
Seasonal work for you. Seasonal work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts before we crack on? I'm just having a look at some of the comments and some of the questions that are coming in. There are some really dark people that are watching the show this week.
Are they all your friends, Alex?
I hope so. And I
Probably.
will keep watching. I think I'm going to have to ration some of the questions that are coming in from the audience because I don't want the tone to be in the gutter for the whole hour. So keep them coming in. We will use them all at some point. Next question is: what is the most embarrassing thing you have done when drunk?
Oh, I don't want to answer this.
Oh, we'll come to you first then, Roger.
Where do I start?
I'll start with one that springs to mind from me. It wasn't actually embarrassing so much as what? It was when I was at my first year at uni, and I lived at home for that first year, saved a bit of money. So I'd been out. It was quite late. I got a cab back, and by the time I got back, my mum had gone to bed. So I was creeping about, trying to act as sober as possible. I'd gone upstairs. I'd gotten changed. I'd sorted some water out and everything was fine. I thought, oh damn, I need the loo. Our toilet's downstairs. So I thought, right, I'll go downstairs. Creeping downstairs. I got to halfway down when I lost my footing, and then made the most biblical noise when I thudded down the rest of the staircase. This then woke my mum, who thought that I'd injured myself or killed myself. So she came downstairs, ran into the kitchen, and went, "You all right? Have you just fallen down the stairs?" So I tried to style this out and make it look like I knew what I was doing. So I went, "Yes." But only the last 6. which she took great delight in reminding me of the following morning. So that was probably the most random thing. Actually, it's quite smooth looking, mate. Anyone else?
I'll go with. I live in a village called Blackwell near Alfreton, and I once went out for a night out in Nottingham, and got the train from Alfreton to Nottingham, and had a few beers in Nottingham, and then caught a bus to Bulwell. The only thing I can think is that Bulwell and Blackwell have only got a few letters different.
Okay, so you'd become a tad dyslexic when you've had a few.
I ended up in Bulwell.
Bulwell. Okay. Any more?
No, I don't know. I don't actually remember, maybe.
I don't drink, so all my embarrassing stuff I do sober.
Me neither. I don't drink.
So you can remember.
Yeah, so I can remember it, and then I get to just hide for months afterwards. This whole lockdown thing, this isn't real. This is just because I did something catastrophic 6 months ago, and this is my way of protecting myself.
Fair enough. Benny?
The only thing what comes to mind is I was out night clubbing, as you do when you're young. Took a girl home, walked her home, and realised, where am I? And because I shaved, I couldn't read the sign on the street. So I'm phoning the cab and I'm like, I don't know where I am. Can I spell the street out? And they got to me. I got in the cab, and 1 minute down the road, I'm in Mansfield. I
Okay.
could have walked home, but hello.
So
Why are we making that mistake again?
you couldn't figure out where you were because the signs were shaking.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Back to the awkward questions that are coming in. I'm guessing another friend of yours, Alex.
Yes.
Oh, no, wrong. There we go.
Yes. Oh, that's my younger sister.
Younger sister who asks, would you rather have horrible sex for the rest of your life or never have sex again? If I may go first. Now I'm approaching 40 and my, to quote a friend of mine, I had the money. I've got the sex drive of a panda. So I'd be quite happy to take the second option. Anyone else? Any other thoughts?
Oh.
I'd go without. Quite happily go without.
Mm.
Yeah.
What sex?
There's food in the fridge. As long as there's food in the fridge.
Can someone? Has anyone got a chalkboard? We can explain this to Roger. Actually, I do have a whiteboard. I can draw you with a few diagrams.
Okay, I want to see these diagrams.
All right, fine. Take it off me. I'm back there, haven't I? All right. Any other thoughts?
Horrible sex for the rest of your life, obviously.
Horrible sex. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of effort and no reward.
I think we need to define what is horrible. Is it just really disappointing or something where you end up getting injured?
I had before, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. I do know a modern proverb about sex.
Okay.
There's nothing as overrated as bad sex, as underrated as good shit.
Well, sex to me is just like going to the gym. I need 2 days in bed after. I'll go with no sex, mate. I'd rather have good sex once and then. Yeah.
Aww.
Nice. That's well. Thanks for the imagery, Danny. Thanks for the imagery. I'm guessing another friend of yours, Alex, who says, "Does anyone else know a person who has underwear for outside and inside, or is my Alex a bit special?"
Yeah, she's my best friend. I'll explain this to you, right?
Okay.
Actually, this is a good question. I asked her once, do you not have underwear for when you go outside and underwear for when you stay inside? And she said, no, damn weird. Do you guys wear the same underwear outside and inside as well?
Are we talking like date pants?
Yes.
Because I have well not anymore. More in my 20s. I did used to have a set of Kelvins for date pants.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I kept the Primark ones for like day to day. Sort of wear and the Kelvins for the best.
Yeah. So what I have is the granny ones for when you sit at home and you can't actually, and the ones that look better when you go outside because you never know when you're gonna die. You don't want to have the granny pants on, you know.
We've got someone else that's fighting your corner. I do it too. Says Anchor.
But when I was young, people used to think I had a lot of girlfriends because my pants said next on them. Now they say M&S, which is all right until you meet a dyslexic dominatrix.
Benny, we'll come to you. Do you have pant etiquette, Benny?
No, it's been that long. They take me as I am or not at all.
The duck fighting redneck that you are.
Yeah, I have got some furry underwear. Yeah.
Nice.
Furry underwear? Did you say furry underwear?
Yeah, I made it today out of the pigeon eye. Yeah.
Hang on. Did you tell that story when we were on air, Benny? I can't remember. Just in case we didn't, Benny is starting to get roadkill meat delivered. So which I could be all for that myself. All right, I could be The underwear thing, Anchor's back on, and different for sleeping in day to day. So going to sleep pants.
Yeah.
I think I found the title of this episode when it goes to podcast. It's going to be called Sleeping Pants. Nice.
Yeah, I have different ones.
The pant debate continues. Neja says, surely you have to put on your outdoor pants indoors unless you actually change your undies outdoors. I feel we're getting bogged down slightly with the pants. Next question.
Brief.
Bit of warning, right? There we go. Right. Back to the comments. Another one from a friend, but a friend of Katie this time.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ellie, who says, have you ever peed yourself on stage, Katie? I guess there's a story attached to this, Katie. The floor is yours.
Ellie is my very good friend who is a burlesque performer, and I host her shows. And one of my signature performances is a catastrophe balloon pop, which is basically a balloon pop dance that just doesn't work. One time I did it to the Ghostbusters theme tune, dressed as Stay Puft, the Marshmallow Man, and I was rather overweight and very unfit, and I had very much underestimated the length of the song as I was bouncing around on well, it wasn't even a stage, and there were only about 5 people in the audience anyway who didn't know what they were coming for. And I bounced one too many times, and mum bladder and weed everywhere. And then Ellie had to do a floor routine straight afterwards in my piss puddle. So
that still wouldn't be as annoying as glitter.
Yeah, that's quite annoying. And also, whilst Ellie's there, bringing the Billy Big Bollocks, every time she has ever watched me do anything, she has literally pissed herself.
She's now been back on saying, yeah, I rolled in the fucker. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was the
I do
funniest...
embarrassing things sober.
She then goes on to say it was the funniest thing ever.
The video for that is on YouTube, if anybody wants to traumatise themselves.
Okay, pop it in the comments section on the replay, so anyone watching this can then link. What a time to be alive! What a time to be alive! I hope you enjoy. Well, we might as well ask anyone else. Has anyone else peed themselves on stage or done anything of the equivalent?
I've thrown peanuts into a cowboy hat while it's being worn by somebody.
Hello. Right. Okay. Was that on the tour?
Yeah, when I did the country album tour with Tony Wright and Ryan Hamilton, Ryan was sat on the stage at St Pancras Old Church in London, and me and Tony were stood in the vestry chucking dry roasted peanuts, trying to get him to land in the rim of his cowboy hat while he's performing.
Nice. Nice. I had prepared some QI style traps this evening, so it's seen as we've edged close to the top. Terrorvision. Tony Wright, the lead singer of Terrorvision. Okay, but comments are coming in thick and fast. Well, hello. Tej is back in touch, a panelist from last week, who wants to know, have the girls tried pegging? I did homework since the last show. The topic came up when we said to Tej, have you ever tried pegging? But on the, as you guys know, I've got a Facebook group chat of everyone that I've got lined up as guests. Tej then got back in touch with saying, thanks, I've Googled what pegging is. And she then found out. Does anyone here know what pegging is?
I do, and you're not meant to do it under lockdown.
Sorry, Katie, what were you saying?
Just putting your washing out.
Yeah.
I am not that naive. I do know
I don't
what
know.
it really is.
I'm not from here.
Oh,
I don't know.
Pegging is the act between a sex act between a male and a female, where the woman wears a strap on and does the bloke from behind.
Oh.
Or underneath.
Oh, yes.
Legs. Oh, yeah.
Why is it called pegging? I don't get that.
True. Yes.
Because you're not
Why-
pegging it on, you're
I don't
strapping
think
it
you
on.
need.
No.
I think it comes
Yeah.
from the old craft term of pegging, where you're pegging a rug.
How do you peg a man's ass?
I don't think you need to dig too far into
Alright,
the
so-
etymology of the word.
Ellie's back on. Katie is expert pegger. Crying face emoji.
Thanks, Ellie.
Okay.
I'm really pleased I asked Ellie to log in. I really am. I'm really pleased about
I
that.
bet you are. We can't see Ellie, of course, but I've just got this feeling that she's absolutely killing herself laughing at the moment. So yeah, Tej, good point, Benny. She has probably pissed herself.
Oh, it just don't make sense. It's called a strap on. So I strapped on last night to give my husband a good seeing to. No? Oh,
It's a bit wordy.
guess what I did last night, late? I pecked me old fella. What?
Just probably everyone else is probably not on the same page as me. I've now got this idea in my head of Benny narrating some erotica.
I'm going to watch Heidi High in a whole different light nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
The pegging discussion is Ellie is still laughing. That's 3 crying with laughing face emojis. Johnny Howes, Thomas says, peg away. I don't know what you two are getting up to, but it sounds fun. Tej, I heart you, Benny.
Thank you.
We all do. We all do. We all do. We all do. There we go. Right. Have we got any more questions? Yes, we have. Bogdan wants to know, what drugs have you done or want to do? So I first, I mean, purely from a point of view of it would help me lose weight, crack. I would love to do crack.
Back on pegging again.
And I love the fact that we're playing a sound effect called rim shot. We do that as well. That is what that sound effect is called, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know. What drugs have you done or want to do? Anyone else? Any more thoughts?
Paracetamol.
Paracetamol.
Oh,
Rock and roll accountant. Nice. As we move on. On the chat, any more that I might have missed? New comments? Is it ever okay to have your remains scattered if you haven't been cremated?
What, like in a blender or
Well,
in a wood
I'm
chipper?
sure it can-
How?
Well, if you've been blown up by a hand grenade, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
that's
scared
good point.
anyway,
A
so-
vulture or some sort of muck spreader. That'd do the trick, wouldn't it?
That's true.
Well,
Benny, in your years in agriculture, has anyone fallen into a combine harvester?
Yeah, loads of people. And I've got a mug spreader, so if anyone wants our ashes spreading, please call the Benny hotline.
I just want that first erotica book, Benny. Get on it.
Oh,
Is it a book or a movie? Because if it's a movie, I can star in it.
it'd be both. It'd be both.
Okay. I can direct. Right, on to our next question. Our next question was submitted by an audience member before the show started tonight. So it's submitted by John Morris, who was going to be on the show tonight, but unfortunately he doesn't know how clocks work. So, yes, John, I am throwing you under the bus, but it's great to have you watching as well, because I just see you popped
Well, he
in the
won't be
comments.
watching. He'll be busy, won't he?
No, he has popped up to say that he is watching. So John Morris is here. What's the weirdest thing you've eaten? Let's get this back to keep it clean. I know that look, Benny. I know that look. For me, I have eaten ostrich, and that's not the setup to a joke. I've genuinely eaten an ostrich burger.
I'll go last on this one.
Okay, can't wait for this. Alex, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
I don't know. I don't think I eat weird stuff, to be honest. I'm careful what I put in my mouth, so.
Not what I
As a bug or some.
Someone's got my inner voice.
We don't just throw this show together, Rod. The panel do always compliment each other. No bug or spider or invertebrate accidentally got there.
No.
Clearly not. Okay. Anyone else got anything to add? If not, we'll just go straight to Benny because it looks like he has a doozy.
No.
Benny.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Trotters.
What, the family?
No, big trotters.
Big trotters.
Big trotters.
Right.
They are gorgeous in a stew. The problem is you have to have a bowl next to you because you're spitting little bones out every time you, yeah. But
Wow.
they're nice. Bit of leeks, bit of onion, carrots, gravy, gorgeous.
I look forward to your live stream cooking show.
Yeah.
So don't know about anyone else, but I'm hungry now.
They're nice.
Yeah, excellent. Right, keep your awkward questions coming in, folks. We've got some beauties that are stacking up, but it is time for a show and tell question, which requires a bit of scavenging on your part, and it is: what is the most useless thing you have in your bedroom? And you have 30 seconds to go and find it and bring it back and talk about it. So is everyone ready? I'll take that as a yes. 30 seconds start now. And we're back. Roger and Benny are back. Katie and Alex are still at large. While we're waiting, just a couple of comments that have come through. Johnny Howes, Thomas says, my penis. Nice. Ted just said, can Benny go on Come Dine With Me? That's an episode I'd watch. That's an episode we'd all want to watch. Is everyone back? Has everyone got something to talk about for the show and tell?
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. Who'd like to go first?
I can if you want.
All right, Rog. Okay, off you go. What have you got? What's the most useless thing in your bedroom?
It's a baked beans jigsaw.
And that's in a bean tin as well. That's
Yep.
Brilliant.
And all the pieces just got beans on them. It's frigging impossible.
so you've had a go.
Yes.
Right.
I gave up after 5 days.
5 days. Bloody hell. Who's next?
I'm still looking round.
I'll go. I've just got my pink float.
Excellent. You've got your pink pink swimming float, which
You never know the end of the world. There might be a sea of water and I can float away.
Just hold it up a bit, Benny, because it matches the background.
it does actually. It's on brand. It matches the. And it matches your ironing board, which is also the same thing, which is behind you.
I don't use it. The ball worker uses it, but yeah. Yeah, can you imagine me ironing clothes?
I'm still having fun. I'm still having fun with the image of you on Come Dine With Me. So I'll come on to that a bit later. Katie, your show and tell. What's the most useless thing in your bedroom?
I've failed because I can't think. I've got so much crap in here. It's impossible to like pin one thing down. But probably a coat hanger, because I don't remember the last time I actually hung anything up. And
You
that's
never
all
hang
I
anything
can
up.
think of. Nah.
Alex, what
Sorry,
have you got?
boring.
I have this watch. Can you see it?
So yeah, so it's a clock set in a plastic lettering that says love.
Yeah,
So why
and
is
it
that
doesn't
the most?
work. Because
Doesn't
it
work.
doesn't work. No, it has a battery in it, but it doesn't work. I don't even know how to read the time anyway in the first place. I don't know how to read the time. Okay, move on.
Moving on.
And then, so there's no point of having a watch at all. I have one on my hand as well, but this is just for fashion. But this one in particular doesn't work. I can put it to the right time if I knew how to, but it doesn't work. But you know the click of the watch? You know, when it just reminds me of when I was at home back in Romania. It's kind of like...
Fair enough.
When it's really quiet in the bedroom and the clicking, and also I had to keep it against my will because my ex-boyfriend, he took it from his grandfather, who died. So he wanted to keep this watch to remind him of his grandfather.
But now you've got it.
Well, yeah, because he didn't move out yet, so he's probably gonna take it. He's probably gonna take it because I have no use for it, really.
We've scaled new levels of awkward. I was about to tell you to trash it, but then when you told that story, no,
I can't trash it. I have so much ugly furniture in the house because of that. I can't even begin to tell you.
Well, the most useless thing in my bedroom,
it was... That's because I was in your bedroom. Do you remember?
Oh, please tell. Please tell.
Well, we've got loads of layers to unpack now that Alex has correctly guessed that yes, this is the. In fact, look, see, I don't know if you can see that dust. Dust. Right, last year, right, at the Edinburgh Festival, finishing my show, I said I produced the book. It says pre-Fringe show. I went, put into this what you think the show was worth, and somebody left this in there.
Still, but it's an expensive one, isn't it? So
it's I'm not. I think this was a brand from Poundland.
Oh, never mind.
It's not Durex. It looks like Durex from afar.
It does,
It's called Passante, and it's ribbed and dotted. So this is the most useless thing in there because it's been 13 months and still unopened. In fact, it's got there we go. Oh no, 2023. I'm still good. Right. That's sent the comments.
Do condoms expire?
They do. They do. That's sent the comments going into overdrive. It's past its use by date. Thanks.
He's talking about you, Alex.
Yeah. Zane is saying burn, as is Wayne, who's also saying burn. Okay. Right. You're making it sound like I stole it.
Yeah, that's my ex.
Is it?
All right. Come on, John. We want an awkward question.
Your ex is watching. And
he's in the bedroom watching.
And he's just watched you correctly guess that I have a spare condom on my bedside table that's been there since Edinburgh last year.
Is anybody starting to feel like
there's
this
a
is
reason
an
why
intervention
he's
for
my
Alex?
Yes.
This might well be an intervention for me. Yeah.
I meant the other Alex, but...
Oh, right. Okay.
All right.
The clock, I mean. John has been back on say the clock, I mean. Yeah, there we go. We knew. Thanks. Thank you all for the burns. We've got some questions coming in. So, have you ever shoplifted anything? from Niraj. What was it? And if not, what would you like to steal? So as anyone would like to freely admit to shoplifting?
I don't shoplift. I'm not strong enough.
Physically or mentally?
Physically or mentally strong enough to shoplift?
I forgot to pay for some sugar and walked out and then got halfway down the street and went, I'll go back and pay for it. Does that count? No?
So technically, but it's you're
Quite
honest.
honest to go back.
Yeah, that is honest. Technically, Friday night I shoplifted a Coke, as in the drink, because we're at opening night of Raffle in Derby, and it's all table service. I said, "Oh, just a Coke Zero for me," and he never came back with the card reader. So technically, I stole a Coke from a comedy club.
Oh.
Technically, anyone else been light fingered?
Oh, I stole a
Don't read too
coffee
much of
then, not long ago.
Stole
I
a
did.
Coke.
Alex.
I was in Nero and I ordered 2, but then paid for 1. And then he was like, "Why are you guys waiting for?" And I said, "We ordered 2 coffees." And he gave me the second one. I had my card in my hand to pay for it, but he didn't. So I just left. He didn't. I offered, but it was Nero
That's
as
not
well.
stealing, though.
Well, I knew that I didn't pay for it and left.
What would you most like to steal if you could get away with it?
Me. More money.
More money. Okay. A bank job then.
Yeah.
Any more for any more?
A John Deere tractor.
It's not going to be a very quick getaway, though, is it?
I was about to say. Just as I've finished processing you on Come Dine With Me, I've now got this image of this police car chase of you getting away in a tractor. Nice. Ellie's been back in touch saying, "I've stolen loads when hammered." So Kate's friend Ellie has apparently been on a drunken crime spree, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Ellie realises that this is admitting guilt or not.
Yeah, I mean,
It is like a therapy session.
kind of is.
It just
Kind of
feels
is.
that way.
She's gone to clarify. She's stolen Christmas wreaths, traffic cones. I've grown up. Lol.
Yes.
Did you steal Christmas wreaths from a shop, Ali, or did you steal them off of somebody's door when it was late? If you could clarify that one.
She wouldn't go in a shop. This is definitely. It's probably off a bloody cemetery, knowing Ellie.
Oh, burns flying back and forward. Next question that's come in. Next question that's come in from Zane, who says, "Who would win in a fight between all of you, and why would it be Katie?"
Fuck off, Zane.
Ellie has since clarified, no, she nicked stuff off the door. And Niraj has given us a name, Kleptomaniacs, not so anonymous. I think that's a catchy title, that. I think that might be the podcast title. So back to Zane's question. Who'd win in a fight between all of you, and why would it be Katie? Katie, why is Zane backing you so much?
I have no idea, because I'm an absolute fanny.
Okay. Are you sure they're not boxing medals behind you?
They're not mine. I just sat here so it looked like I was fit, but they're my boyfriend's running stuff, and he's a ice hockey player. I am absolutely nothing to anybody. I can't do a thing. I get breathless just walking down the stairs. So if I beat all of you, you've all got problems. Is all I'm going to say.
You're me, love.
Thing is, I'm the kind of person not to get into a fight with anyone, so that's why I probably won't win a fight between all of you. Although I can defend myself.
I reckon you could absolutely hammer me. So no, I think I'd lose.
I've seen you hammered.
I don't fight.
Hanging again.
I drop and roll in a fight.
Good tactic.
And roll.
Good tactic.
Especially if the goose is flying at you.
I would. I'd like Zane to tell me why he thinks I could beat everyone.
He did follow up with because she has kids.
Now it makes sense.
Do
Does
you?
it?
Yeah.
What does
I think
having
Benny's got
make
kids.
me have?
I don't have kids.
I thought you had
How can I
goats.
have kids?
I thought you had goats. Don't you have kids?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've got. Yeah.
Thomas Hancock. Thomas Hancock has been in touch to say, Alexandra, she clearly would win. Look at her. She looks like she fights dirty. So an interesting 11th hour development. So basically, we can all agree, none of the blokes. Absolutely none of the blokes.
Roger's right. If I let Gandalf out of his pen, I might be in a fighting chance.
Who's Gandalf?
Gandalf is the boy goat. So,
Right.
yeah.
Obvious name choice.
Yeah.
Kinky. Next question. It's a simple one. It's a 3-worded question. Weatherspoons or never spoons? So this is reference to a hashtag that's been going about since lockdown started and everyone got laid off at Weatherspoons, which was hashtag never spoons. I'm going to boycott it. So what are your thoughts? Yay or nay?
Well, I mean, I don't go in them anyway because I like atmosphere with my drink. But there are still staff there now who are needing people to go in and work. So I wouldn't boycott them intentionally, but I've not been in one anyway because I like stuff going on.
I think they're a bit like McDonald's. Wherever you go, the Weatherspoons are the same. So if you're in a town which you don't know, they're a good place to go if you want a crab meal and a pint.
Yeah.
Has anyone played the Weatherspoons app game?
No.
Oh,
No,
where you put on Facebook, you're at this table and then just die from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, you put on Facebook, you say, I'm in, you insert the name of where you are. I'm at table, say like 32. Then all of your friends on Facebook use the app to send you food and drink, which has some interesting results. I've played that a few times. Somebody sent me a pot of sriracha sauce and 2 Viennese whirls. Actually, I think that was John Morris, if you're still watching, John. Pint of milk, that's always a classic because it's the least expensive but requires the most effort. You can see how annoyed they are. And also, Dave from the Holly Bush, when I was down in Bournemouth, sent me some unbuttered corn.
My boyfriend's stepdad was, they were in a Blackpool Weatherspoons and they ordered their dinner by the app. And after about 40 minutes, they went to find out where their food had gone and it had been delivered to the same table number in Leicester. They'd forgotten to change their location.
Fantastic.
Isn't technology wonderful with parents?
Any more to add?
No.
I think the boycott. I get why people are principled and a little bit outraged. However, I don't like the geezer in charge, Steve Martin. I think he's a knob, but I will still go in there and drink because if you're going to boycott every business where the chief executive votes Tory and treats his staff like shit, you'd starve to death.
True.
Yeah. So I would say Weatherspoons, but with a bit of guilt hanging over me.
Benny wouldn't starve, he'd just go and run over a hedgehog or something.
That's true.
No. We don't do hedgehogs. We don't do hedgehogs.
Oh, I didn't realise.
He's wagging his finger at you as well.
No.
What do you mean you don't know?
It comes with its own toothpick.
Because they're too prickly and we've got a few disabled hedgehogs at work now, so
you horrible boss.
no, they come in disabled. They come in, we care for them and that. So.
Okay.
I thought you had them going around nibbling the crops or something, or the weeds.
It's been a night of rich imagery. It really has. It really has. Next question, submitted from Wayne. Says, awkward question. Can the girls tell us what they think the boys smell like right now?
Their own fart?
Their own farts. Is that all three of us?
Maybe one of you, your own feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Benny, what flavour vape are you on at the minute, Benny?
I'm on mixed fruit, so I'm fruity.
Not to mention Foxy. So, Katie, your thoughts?
I'm thinking Brute, Packer-Rabanne, and CK1 in that order.
I think that's pretty much nailed it.
No, mine's Aldi's best brand.
Is it meant to be like CK1?
I've got CK Platinum on today.
Oh.
Neeraj says rim shot for the fruity comment. I'm getting a request for the rim shot. Fair enough. He smells fruity. Ellie has got back into it saying, I'd say armpit. Thanks, Ellie.
Thanks.
We all smell like armpits. I think we've got time for one more question before we wrap things up. So we go, what is the most disturbing dream you've ever had?
I had sex with you.
Me too. That was my dream too. You stole my dream.
Hang on. Two of you.
Was it a threesome?
No, I was
Alex
pegging.
was pegging.
Yeah.
So your disturbing dream was you were pegged. Okay. I think I can see where this is going. Benny.
I no comment at this point.
Thank God for that. This I think this is now traditionally going to be the part of the show when beads of sweat start appearing. Because as I remember, things got a little bit hot under the collar this time last week as well. So quick look at the chat before we finish. Nicola Butler just says hello.
Hi, Nikki.
Hello.
Good of you to join us 2 minutes before we finish. And Wayne just does the crying with laughing emoji as well.
Hi, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne. Hello. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the second edition of Awkward Question Time. So I'd just like to, before we wrap things up, thank our panel once again. So Katie Brown, Benny Shakes, Roger Poulter, and Alexandra Kraken. Ellie's back in touch saying thanks for the giggles. Kiss. Ellie, dreams can come true. Okay, this isn't karaoke. All right, okay, I was about to say. It's not karaoke for Gabrielle, is it? Great session tonight. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, Wayne. Enjoyed it as well. Before we go, has anyone got anything they'd like to plug, even if it is just their social media or anything else like that?
I've got something I'd like to plug.
Go for it.
My friend Ryan Hamilton of Ryan Hamilton, the Harlequin Ghosts, has released an album.
Wrong way.
There it is. Somewhere over that way.
Your finger disappeared into the green screen.
I know it did. All right, Ryan Hamilton, the Harlequin Ghosts, have released an album called Nowhere to Go But Everywhere. I love the album, think it's brilliant. I would recommend everybody, if you've got Spotify or iTunes, to give it a download and a listen to.
Excellent. Okay. Anyone else got anything to plug?
If you like what you see, my name's Benny Shakes and I do a podcast on Benny Shakes, disabled comedian, interviewing disabled comedians and finding out their strengths and struggles. So have a watch. So, yeah.
Excellent. Katie, anything to...
No, but if you liked what you saw, then you can find me anywhere on Katie Does Comedy, Instagram, and all the usual, and on YouTube.
Lovely.
Okay,
And Alex,
good.
finally?
No, if you like what you saw, then keep watching it. I have no Instagram. Put it on repeat.
Fair enough.
I have no
did,
Instagram. Sorry, I only have Facebook, but don't creep me out on Facebook, please.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Put so nicely. As you saw earlier, I did set the Television QI style track for Roger. I did have another couple of different ones lined up, but you didn't do them, unfortunately. So I did the videos.
Was one socks?
No, one was this. Just in case you told the story of me trying to use the touchscreen at McDonald's when I was hammered. And the other one was this. Which is, Roger is the only person in the world to have a visual joke broadcast on the radio. Go
I'd
figure.
work better on the radio.
Yeah. Well, it made us laugh when we heard it, didn't it? So with that in mind, thanks again to my panel. If you are listening on to this as the podcast, then you've missed quite a lot of really heavy visual stuff, which I've probably edited out. So if you are listening to the podcast, this is for you. Don't tell them what I've just flashed up on screen. They've got to come and watch the video to find that out.
I've got something very similar in the top corner of my screen.
You have indeed, yes, a sock Dalek. So thanks again to everyone. Guys, join us live every Sunday night at 8:30. Until the next time, stay awkward.